Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Glad you're here today. Today I've got a video that I've been wanting to do for a while. Honestly, every video I want to do for a while. A lot of times these ideas come to me based on experience, based on prior knowledge, based on friends' suggestions, based on your suggestions. Honestly, a lot of videos come from my wife. She is our company's CEO. She does not have a lot of golf experience, but what's awesome about that is that it allows her to think about ideas that somebody who might not be an expert at golf would have questions about. Somebody who might be new to golf would have questions about. And so she's constantly asking me questions, challenging me, pushing me, and honestly, she's a great support, and I couldn't do this without her and her support. So thank you, honey, for all that. Wink, wink, get some points. As they say, right? Happy wife, happy life. This is more than just a golf advice channel. We're getting into relationship advice, and we'll take your calls. Caller number 4, dialing right now. But no, on a serious note, like I think you probably saw the thumbnail of today's video, which is don't buy new clubs. And it's kind of the counterintuitive or the opposite of all the other videos you're seeing this time of year, because right now all of the golf manufacturers are coming out with all their new clubs. So you have Callaway with the new Paradigm driver and irons, and you've got TaylorMade with the new Stealth 2. You have all the major players coming out with new drivers that promise better distance, more forgiveness. They're going to fix your slice, and they're going to do all these things to help you improve your golf game. And I believe that a number of those claims are probably true to some extent, but in the real world, where you and I, who are average golfers around the golf course, how much of a difference is that club really going to make? How much of a difference is that club going to impact, your score, impact your ability to hit the ball better and drive the ball farther and do all these things? And so today, my goal in this video is to give you a couple of points, a couple of tips, a couple of tricks that I think you should consider before going and buying new clubs. This video is not technically telling you to not go and buy new clubs. About a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, I got at the time, the new Callaway Big Bertha B21 driver. And the reason I got that driver was because it promised to be more draw biased. It promised to help somebody that has a slice, and that's me, not as much anymore, but that was me for quite a while. And I learned from that club that, and this kind of really brings me to my first point, is work with what you have. So anytime you buy a new club, anytime you make an adjustment to your golf game, there is a period where, to me, there's two phases to this period. There's the honeymoon period where you're like, oh my gosh, I made this change, it's working amazing, and then you play lights out, and you shoot a great score, and you have a great day. And then you keep doing it, and eventually you get to the point where maybe that same adjustment stops working for you. It stops helping you. And then you're making a further adjustment to get back to somewhere in the middle. Maybe it's not the most perfect solution, but maybe it's also not the worst solution in the world. So when it came to my Big Bertha B21, I went to Golf Galaxy, I got fitted, I hit that driver, I hit a few others, and ultimately at the time that really was the best fit. But when I got home and I took it out on the golf course and I played a couple of rounds, it wasn't like I snapped my fingers and whoa, I'm now hitting 300-yard drives and I'm scoring 10 less strokes per round. It took a while to get used to the driver. It took a while to adapt my swing to that new technology. It took adjusting the loft. It took adjusting a number of things for that driver to eventually kind of settle in and become a club that I was comfortable with. And so my advice and my first kind of tip is work with what you have and learn to hit what you have now. Because unless your clubs are breaking and falling apart, the one thing that I can guarantee you is that if you were to give your set of clubs, regardless of how nice or crappy they are, to a professional golfer, they're probably still going to shoot a good round. When you watch any of these other golfers, Rick Shields and Jeremy Finch and some of these other golf YouTubes, they have guys come on and they have them play with clubs that are beginner. They have clubs that are used. They have all these different scenarios, and these guys still shoot lights out because they're professionals. If you have the technique and you have the skill set, it's going to not matter what club you have. Now, if you're a professional, you're worried about that little extra yardage. I had heard from someone at one point in time that there's somebody I know who goes and gets fitted every year. They buy new clubs every year, and they talk about how that the certain technologies and the certain features give them an extra 5 or 6 yards. And look, for certain people that might be great and ideal, and for those of you who that is the advantage that you're looking for, then great, wonderful, amazing, kudos to you. But for the rest of us, honestly, in my world, 5 or 6 yards really is not going to make or break my round. What I'm looking for is something that I can hit consistently, get to the middle of the fairway, set myself up for that next shot that gets me closer or on the green. So first thing, work with what you have. The second thing that I want to tell you is to fix your swing first. So before you go out and spend $500, $1,000, golf is not an inexpensive sport, and you can do it in inexpensive ways. And hopefully there's things that I've been able to show you over the years on the channel that have helped you find inexpensive ways to play golf. But at the end of the day, if you go and spend $1,000, you want to have value and fun with that money that you spent, right? You're investing in your hobby. And so my advice to you is fix your swing first. Spend some money before you buy clubs, going to get a lesson, going to work with a professional, have them evaluate your swing, take video of yourself playing, do all these things that you can learn how to improve your swing before you go and buy a new club. Because even if you buy a new club, you're still going to struggle if you haven't fixed your swing. So I'm not gonna harp on that one for a long time. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Get lessons, get help, watch and observe, and then change and work through it and get used to it, and then again go and get fitted for the club. And then that's the third thing that I kind of want to segue into, which is not so subtle, is when it is time to go get these clubs, you're going to see all this cool advertisement, you're going to see all these reviews, and at the end of the day, what matters is how that club works for you. And so one of my friends that he's been on the channel before, he bought a new driver last year, and he actually went to get fitted, and he had the one, I think it was the Ping driver in mind. And so I told him, I was like, look, before you buy that driver, go hit 3, 4, 5 different drivers and see which one works better, and then go with that driver. The driver he had was older. It was, it was time to replace it. So he went to, I think it was Golf Galaxy at the time, and he went and he hit 5 or 6 different clubs. And did you know he actually didn't end up with the club that he went to buy? He bought a different one. I think he got one of the TaylorMade drivers of the time. And so he's had pretty good fortune with that driver. He's played pretty well with it. And look, that might not be your experience, but I do believe that as much marketing and as much energy as these companies put into these clubs, there's going to be one that's going to work for you. And it just takes patience and it takes time to get there. That's really it. Look, I know this was kind of a long-winded way of saying, make sure that you're comfortable in your swing. Make sure you take the time to do the right process when getting a new driver. And at the end of the day, I'm not telling you not to go buy new clubs. What I'm telling you to do is wait for the right time and wait for the right moment when it is, and then you'll really enjoy that purchase. And I believe that it'll really benefit you in the long run. So that's not to say that I'm not going to try to get out there and test some of these new clubs myself. Hopefully here soon I'll be able to hit the Paradigm and hit the Stealth 2 and hit some of these drivers and clubs and give you, my honest opinion, give you my average golfer's opinion. So I want to do a what's in the bag here soon as well. I've only changed a few clubs out over the past couple seasons, and I think since I did my last what's in the bag, I have changed a handful of things, so we're going to go through that probably in the next video. All that said, get out, play golf, try your best, be okay with messing up, and just enjoy yourself. And I hope this video was helpful. So if it was, you should give us a like, give us a follow, hit that subscribe button. It's free to you, but man, does it help the channel. It goes a long way, and we're just excited to be able to bring you this golf content. So we hope this was helpful. We hope that you'll get out and play some golf between now and the next video. So as we say here at Bogey King Golf, you can still have fun even when you're playing +1. So until next video, we hope you get out, play golf, and we will see you next time. All right, everyone. Later.